Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It is Knucklehead Comics. It's Tuesday, and we are live, and I got some shit playing in my fucking headphones that I don't know. There you go. Anyway, yes, it is. It is Tuesday night. Knucklehead Comics. Fuck around. We got Cap in the building. We got Cap with some Night of the Rounds table, arm, sleeve, shoulder.
Yeah, this is my leather piece that I got at the Renaissance Fair. This is in honor of my fighter, it's a Victorum, and my paladin, as you see the name, Vester Amas.
That's right.
My DnD campaign, because it is DnD fucking night. We're going to review the movie, talk about all this shit. I'm fucking hyped.
Word. We're gonna review the movie, talk about D&D. We're gonna talk about some MCU news. We're gonna get into that first, right?
Yep.
And and some other stuff. We're gonna get into some stuff tonight. Tonight's gonna be me and you. Show might show up, but you know how that goes. Mike goes a long way with show.
He might do a lot of things.
Yeah, right.
Showing up ain't one of them.
Right? He's a lot of buy things, but showing up ain't one of them. Shit, man. So let's start off with this woman, Victoria Alonso.
Yeah, so Victoria Alonso is or was a producer with Marvel all the way back from the first Iron Man. So she's been with the first Iron Man all the way through till now, till Quantumania, and a couple of the future projects coming out. I know Loki season 2, the Marvels, Secret Invasion, at least, maybe Echo, maybe some other shows. She was a producer on them, and then she graduated to be like the head of the graphic, the visual arts division. All the CG artists and all the graphic shit that they put in the Marvel movies, and she left. I hear other people reporting that she got fired, but everything I've read just said that she left, and we don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the prevailing theory is that she's leaving because she was the reason why all the visual artists are having a shitty time, having crappy deadlines, crappy environments. They're being rushed to do shit. All the special effects that look bad technically happened under her watch, and she hadn't done anything to better them. Like, peep this. You remember Thor: Love and Thunder? How Heimdall's son communicated with
Yeah.
Thor?
Or,
How he
yeah.
was just a head?
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be the whole body, but they couldn't get it done in time. So the first run of the movie, the head float was shitty CGI. And then for like week 2 and on in the theater, they went back and actually updated it and fixed just the head, because again, that's all they can do, and slapped that into the fucking movie. So if you saw it early, you saw a bullshit float that was horrible. And if you saw it late, you probably saw the better version. And all happening under this woman who is now, for mysterious reasons, has disappeared.
Well, some people equate it to also the flop of Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Yeah.
So, and that was full of visual effects. Like every effect that they put in there was visual.
Yeah.
There was no audio effects in it.
Well, yeah, there was audio effects for people playing the home game, but no, yeah, that whole thing was shot on like a fucking 4x4 green screen stage, which, if done correctly, can work. For the movie, I didn't see too much of a problem with it, except for it did have a little bit of the Wizard of Oz effect.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they put shit in the foreground, but the background is just a painted wall.
Yeah, especially when in the quantum realm with the walking buildings and all. Your buildings are dead. But what do we expect? Like, it's not like Disney's a multi-billion-dollar company that's been around for hundreds of years. You know, they're brand new. MCU is brand new. That hasn't been around for 20 something years. There isn't 50 movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
they're
the
an
first.
indie startup.
Yeah. We can't expect anything, to work. You know what I'm saying? But from so the failure of that, plus all the bad CGI, she left. And I can only believe that she left because she couldn't compromise. Because what did they say? Quality over quantity.
Yeah,
We're gonna slow shit down. We're gonna, get shit. We're not gonna just pop shit out every 5 months. Let's make this
let's
shit look good.
actually.
Let's make these movies good, and we'll get to them when we get to them. And then what happens? The woman that's forcing everybody to do it now leaves.
And again, we have, for legal reasons, we got to say allegedly.
Well, I mean, I'm a prosecutor, so
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a podcast. If you don't like what we're saying, listen, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, put it in a note, post it on MySpace, tag us on Twitter, and then go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to tell you. We speak facts here. It's not opinions. You should appreciate them. You know? But yeah.
Speaking of which, not to get on the tangent like we always do, I heard Kenny call the fucking 1-800 hotline.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was like a diamond in company, and I said, "Yo, what do the facts do to your opinions? It adds pressure to your opinions, and then what did pressure make? Diamonds, boom, 10 times diamond. There you go. It's all there. It's all there. You know, we don't bullshit you. I got a BS and BS, but we don't do that shit. But yeah, I mean, so they announced her successor? Like, what was her job besides just making everything come out now?
I mean, that's it. She was just the head of the visual arts department. So all the graphics and shit, she was in charge of making sure all that was supposed to run smoothly. All the people were supposed to be taken care of. Make sure deadlines were hit. You know, all the shit that in the Infinity Saga they seem to have had on a fucking well-oiled machine level. Out of nowhere, it just somebody fell asleep and one of the cogs went by without noticing, and shit got put out of order.
It's do it now or I'll kill you.
But it's weird because Spider-Man wasn't bad graphically.
No,
Shang-Chi wasn't bad graphically. Wakanda Forever wasn't bad graphically for the most part. Like,
yeah. I mean, listen, it's not like these movies were fucking 1999 level bad. You know, they just needed.
Some people are saying that they were worse than that, but
those people really, we can't hear what they're saying until they take the dick out their mouth. That's just common sense here. But it's really just, if you spent a little bit more time on those graphics, maybe we could have did something. But also, not for nothing, if you spend a little bit more time on the actual continuity of the story, well, like things that make us connect, like the actual movie itself. What's up, Arcade? You know what I'm saying? If you would have actually spent a little bit more time on the movie itself, the plan that you're trying to convey here, the script, and not just wow shit, maybe we get a better movie. It's not always about the graphics. Like, would you take awesome graphics in a shitty movie, or a decent movie and an awesome movie and decent graphics?
Dude, if the movie's awesome, who cares what the graphics look like?
Seriously. But
there's got to be, you know what? How many movies and like you brought it up in the 90s where the graphics were what the graphics were for the time, but we fucking
almost all of them.
Yeah. The only one that was in the 90s that was awesome movie and awesome graphics, Jurassic Park. And that's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's good.
that movie's so good. Industrial Light and Magic. LIG. I think that's what it is. That's the people who George Lucas, that's the company he started to do Star Wars and shit like that. They formed working to make Jurassic Park look the way it did. Like, that's how fucking good that they wanted to make that. They formed one of the legendary Voltron fucking graphic studios to make that movie. And now we come to today, and Thor Love and Thunder's got a floating head because that's all we can do, lady.
Put some butter on it.
Yeah, fuck the fact that in 1996 we made a real T-Rex.
Yeah.
Stand in a fucking thing. No, fuck the fact that in 1980 or 1970 something they made a realistic looking shark that scared the shit out of everybody that wouldn't work and made the movie better because of it. We get a floating head today.
Yeah. Because, you know, they're being overworked. And, you know, you would think that most of the shit that they do in Marvel is the same shit. Because you can mistake T2 as well. Terminator 2. The graphics on that. You know, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
But
I mean, James Cameron doesn't do anything unless he can figure out a way to physically do what he wants, and then he'll do the movie. That's why Avatar took 80 fucking years to come out with a sequel.
Oh. But, I mean...
Look at the dedication. We have Miss Alonso, who's pushing all this shit through. Everybody's knocking at all the fucking CGI for the past couple of movies. One out of the last 4 movies has been success from the Marvel side, excluding the Sony Spider-Man shit.
Yeah.
And they're just banging them out. They even made a joke about, oh, can I graphically go back? Nope, we're moving on to Wakanda. Fuck out of here. You got to now switch off screen so we don't have to spend the money. And S.H.I.E.L.D., right? But yet James Cameron bought a fucking submarine and lived underwater and filmed underwater so that he could tell his graphic teams how shit moves underwater. So when we get Avatar 2, it looks like it's under fucking water.
But we get a floating head.
Yeah.
I feel like...
That was the old Street Fighter 2? They get packed up, but we're going to go home.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. This is the speech. This is the speech for them. We get packed up and we're going to all go home. But, like I said, you can mistake the quantum realm for Asgard. You know what I'm saying? With the lights that they had and all other shit. Take away a few fucking...
change the sky color.
Yeah, take away a few stars in the sky and all that other shit. And then just turn around and be like, boom, there you go. Now this is fucking the quantum realm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, in actuality, you had some of the graphics already made. You know? So what are we doing here? What game are we playing here? Are we falling for a trickless magician?
Dude, but look how... Wakanda was... When did Wakanda come out?
Wakanda Forever?
Yeah.
I think November.
So that was November. We had, February was Ant-Man, right?
Yeah, November 11th, Wakanda Forever.
February was Ant-Man. April was going to be... No, May's Guardian Galaxy in May, I believe. Then the original was June or July for the Marvels, and that got pushed back. So from November, December, January, February, 4 months, 2 movies. Right? March, April, May, another 3 months. Now we got 3 movies. Like, there was no time. If you only have one graphic department with visual artists that are supposed to come in and do all this shit, I got 4 movies coming out in a span of 8 months?
Yeah.
So how much can I really do if I gotta bang out 4 fucking movies, and one of them, as we mentioned with Ant-Man Quantumania, is in a completely fucking CGI world.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, before I forget, you know the Mandalorian, the female officer that honeypotted the fucking scientist?
Yes.
She was the leader of the resistance in Quantumania.
That was her. No wonder she looked familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, yo, who is this woman? But the
I
thing
don't
that
know what her actual name is, and I apologize if this is offensive to her. I do apologize, but she's now my, in case something happens to Michelle Rodriguez, break this glass and insert this actress.
oh, I'm about to look him up right now. Katie M. O'Brien.
Did a
She
hell
was
of a
in
job.
Z Nation. She's in The Rookie. She was one of the rookies.
Yes. Yeah, she was the one who lasted like one day.
Yeah.
She came out like she was Nolan's fucking rookie for like one day. Came out of the military.
Yeah.
Fucked around and found out this ain't for her.
She was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Westworld, Black Lightning, The Divisible, Fantasy, Z Nation, The Walking Dead, How to Get Away with Murder. This girl is the one episode bandit. The one episode bandit here. And she was in one episode of The Mandalorian and one episode of whatever the fuck other show she was in.
She was in a couple of episodes of Mandalorian. I think 2 episodes at least of the last season.
Shit. She was in 5 episodes. Okay. But still. She was in each episode as one character. But damn, she fucking, that was surprising. I could definitely see her as the next Michelle. Well, I could see her doing those roles. But yeah, good.
Other news, Darren, I just had his name, Darren Lindelof. He was he's a writer who's done some cool movies. He was doing a Star Wars movie, a secret Star Wars project, and now him and the other writer both fucking left.
And why they left?
But the only thing there wasn't too much information on the shit that I read, because I don't think they had. I think they were just reporting that he left, but didn't have like the full scoop. So the only thing I could think of is maybe creative differences, because I'm of two minds. Because on one side, it's like, the studio's like, fuck anybody who ever tries to make something original. Then on the other side, it's like, oh, the one time they did that, they let Rian Johnson come in there and make a dumbass fucking movie.
Shit. I mean, they'll just let anybody make a fucking dumbass movie nowadays.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to let it go. We spent 40 fucking minutes of the movie looking for a guy you didn't even need and just grabbed a random person to do shit you said only one person on this fucking universe can do.
Yeah. No, it's true. There was no need for none of that shit. And then that chase, I don't know, man.
This is it. They're just out of range of the targets, sir. But they'll have to run out of gas eventually.
We're in space. What, is gravity gonna stop us? We're in motion. Like, that's the one thing I never understood. They're in motion with zero force opposing them. Run out of gas, they're gonna stay the same speed. They don't just stop in space. Like, I don't know. Maybe in a galaxy far, far away, there's gravity in their space. But you throw a fucking ball halfway to the moon, it's gonna keep going.
Well, funny you mentioned that because a lot of the people were like, "Yo, how the fuck you drop bombs on them?" Because
Right?
they could have just stood there.
That's true. That's true.
Now, one can make the argument that they weren't dropped, that they were pushed through the railing system.
No, yeah.
But like you like to say, don't make me go look for the answer in 15 other places.
Yeah.
Tell me decisively what the fuck's going on.
That is true. That is true. Because you can even sit there and go, well, the starships have outside gravity for their whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they have whatever. But it's like, that's another thing. You're shooting a fucking laser. Would the laser burn out? Like, in all honesty, does the laser burn out? Is that why there's no? Because if you shoot a rocket, there is no gravity. If it burns out, it's still going that way until it hits something. If they were orbiting like a planet, just like around the planet, all right, yo, they got us. With the gravity of the planet is gonna force us to crash on the planet or some shit. We can't run out of gas. Okay, cool. We're in outer space in a galaxy far, far away. You know why they call it space? Because there's an abundance of it. That's all there is space. How? What? And then it's like, oh, if we do the light ship, but the light
light speed?
Yeah, we light speed, they could track us. Okay, so we're out of the range of the guns. How do you change the fucking light speed tracker? Like, change the IP address of the light speed. Or light speed to your base, just fucking let them know, yo, dude, we're bringing company, start fucking shooting. Now, shoot it into space now, and it'll get to us when we light speed to you.
Yo, how cool would that have been? Had they been like, yo, start firing now, we're going to make them chase us. But when they jump here without them realizing it. So when they come in just under the fire, and the fucking first order goes right into it.
Yep.
That would have been some fucking sick genius shit.
Hell yeah. And then they land, and fill up with fucking gas and then light speed out. Yeah. Or change planes. So that way they can't light speed this one.
Yo, everybody knows if you're in a fucking high speed, or in this case, the lowest speed chase ever.
Yeah.
You gotta change cars because they could track your license plate. Switch a new car, new license plate, ain't nobody find you.
Oh, here's the thing. If I'm chasing you, if I'm driving and we're driving, and I know, like, yo, this guy got no gas, let me maintain the distance I'm at, because God forbid I get closer.
Well, that's a weird thing. I think they made a mention of why they couldn't get closer.
Were they already at top speed or some shit?
No, I think it's because they were just like,
we'll be in the range of their shit or something.
It's either they were just out of range or something to do with the shields. I think they were like, yo, they just have their shields up anyway. So we just keep our distance and wait for them to peter out.
And then
we attack. Then they can't do nothing.
Send a little doosh and boom, their shields. They're out of gas. They can't operate shields without gas. I don't. Listen. If they're gonna stop dead in space because they got no gas in an environment that has no gravity and no opposing force, then
what gas... about solar winds?
Yeah, okay. You show me a fucking sun out there.
Well, Tatooine has 2 suns.
Yeah, but they weren't in Tatooine. They were in fucking tattoo removal. I mean, shit. That it was cool to see Princess Leia do the fucking force bubble and get back on the ship. It was kind of, because I didn't know it was canon that she had the force. It was just, it wasn't explained to us until they showed us. Like I didn't want to become a fucking doctor in Star Warian. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? So,
I'm,
but
I don't know. Maybe it's me, but the whole "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all" was a little
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Two, I honestly think, and I know they didn't want to do it because she died in real life, but I honestly think it would have made more sense for one or two scenarios. One, if you want Ben to turn back to the light side like he did at the end of the last movie, right?
yeah,
Then the scenario is he's flying behind the other TIE fighters. They shoot the fucking window out and blow his bomb out to space. Princess Leia out to space. He feels the connection with her and the Force disappear. And we already know he's vengeful. He fucks up those TIE fighters. And that's the
yeah.
spark that goes, oh, he might still have some of his light side there.
And then when Han Solo comes to talk to him, Han Solo could bring him back because he'll regret losing his mom.
Yeah. Or,
You have her talk to him.
well, I mean, you couldn't have done that, but
Well, I mean, they did. No, they had her in the cover, so
yeah.
it could have been anybody. Like, okay,
Or you stop with the fucking, hey, I know these people did horrible, horrible things, but we could fucking redeem them.
yeah, he killed all
Anakin's
those
good
babies.
again, despite the fact that he literally killed children. But all right. How about he blows up the ship and sends his mom out to space, and that's the day he severed all light from him, and he becomes the bad guy that Vader couldn't fucking be in the end, because Vader chose Luke.
Yeah, I mean,
But Kylo Ren doesn't. He doesn't give a shit. He's full fucking dark side now.
yeah, and not for nothing. I think Rey versus Kylo Ren at the end of the movie set up for Rey versus Cyborg Moff Gideon. I know it's not Moff Gideon,
No.
but
The
uh,
Sidious
Mouse City, yeah, fucking
or Palpatine or whatever you want to call
Counselor Palpatine. Her versus him it's like, nah. If you would have shown that Rey surpassed Vader,
it. Yo,
or just like his dark is so dark that he didn't surpass Vader, but he's still scary as shit.
dude, I've been pitching this, and I'm gonna say it again. How cool would it have been? We don't know Palpatine's alive, right?
Yep.
Because he's not. Like
Yeah.
he's not alive.
I don't know.
But Kylo goes full fucking force. He gets messages like, you know how Obi-Wan and fucking Qui-Gon and Yoda can talk through the Force.
Yeah.
Sidious is talking to Kylo through the Force. Go to Exegol, raise an army, finish what I started. He's there at the end. She shows up at the end. He turns around and is like, look, this was a fucking Coliseum where the dark side gathered to chant and all that shit. And then you start seeing those guys in the robes, right? As a force visual. Because you know how they were connected. They projected into each other's heads.
Yeah.
Well, he's projecting this into her head. And then you see standing beside him Plagueis, Sidious, Vader, Revan, all the fucking dark side users. And she fucking goes back.
Dooku.
Dooku, Grievous, all the motherfuckers. Standing behind her, you see Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Anakin. You see fucking Yoda, Yaddle. You see fucking Cal Kestis. Not well, he's still alive at this point, but the other guy,
Ahsoka Tano.
No, but she was there, but I think who knows if she was alive. But
Yeah.
the other guy
Qui-Gon.
that Freddie Prinze Jr. played.
Oh, shit. The Rebels.
Yeah. Kanan Jarrus. There you go. Kanan.
There you go. See?
You see them And right before their battle starts, like they're like, all right, they getting ready. They start to move towards each other, and the fucking Force Ghosts start to move to each other. And for a minute, you just see like a clash of fucking Force Ghosts.
That would
And you
be
get
dope.
to see Anakin stand in front of Vader and Yaddle versus Dooku and sit there. And then that is the catalyst for them fucking battling. And you know, 100% without literally being told, all the dark side versus all the light side. This is the fucking fight to end this shit.
Word.
That would have been fucking
Word.
mind blowing.
And yeah, the crazy shit is they set that up when Kylo Ren killed what's his master's name?
Oh,
Sidious?
no,
No.
Sidious is Palpatine. Fuck. Damn, it's been a long time.
I thought you fucking said it.
Hold on a second. Snoke.
Like when he killed Snoke, what does that tell you? He is now the fucking the master.
He's the HIBC or whatever the fuck that acronym
No,
is.
but you know what I'm saying, the head nigga in charge. But the because what is it? Sith. He's a Sith. He got to be a Sith Lord now, and then he could take upon an apprentice.
Yeah, Lord Ren.
Because that's the way it goes. You kill your master and you become the master. So he killed his master, make him become the master.
Yeah.
And the crazy shit is he killed all of his masters. His father, his mother, and Snoke. He had no he didn't give a shit about fucking General Grievous. I mean, Palpatine.
Yeah.
He didn't really give a shit about Palpatine. He wanted to master Vader.
He wanted to become and surpass. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah. So that would have been awesome if he would have killed Palpatine. Imagine that. Palpatine,
At the
he
very
comes
least.
up and Palpatine is fucking lasering Ray, and all other shit, and you just see Palpatine's head fucking squashed. And Ray's just sitting there going, I mean, Kylo Ren's just sitting there going, are you done playing? Join me. You know, like with his fucking mask and shit? And she's like, I'll never join you. And then you can do the whole, her team, or like his, like he kills Palpatine and becomes the master of the shit. And like, he's so strong, like you said, all the Sith Lords come out. The fucking, the one that created the rule of two is out there, and he's like, all right, yeah, nah, this is the real one. This is the one right here. He gets more powerful. And that means Luke gotta come out and like, wait, nah, this is an unfair fight. We gotta balance the force. Luke is the one that's trying to balance. Anakin comes out to balance. Qui-Gon,
Obi-Wan.
No, Samuel Jackson's character comes out. Mace Windu, because they all thought all three of them were the ones. They come out to try to balance the force, and it's like, none of you can balance this. And then all of them come out. Mace, then Qui-Gon and all of them, Yoda. That would have been amazing, because that would have kind of been that whole battle where, yo, we got to hold on, we're going to die. And then the rest of the fucking galaxy comes in to save them. Dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what else I would have done? I would have turned around and had Luke. So the second movie, a lot of people would have died for me.
Yeah.
Leia would have died.
Yeah.
Luke would have died. Han's already dead. And I would have done that because Luke would have been training Rey and turn around and going, giving context to how everybody's like, how the fuck is she already good with the blah, 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 blah. So he finds her. He's training her. She's better than he thinks. He's teaching her everything she needs. What do you call it? Luke shows up at the end to save everybody. That's when we find out that Leia has been training her and Finn. So she's been getting training
Yeah.
Like the Force innately just helps out because the Force helps out the user.
Yeah.
So the Force has been helping, and she doesn't understand it. Leia sent her on the path. Luke fucking polished her off, so now she's fucking good to go because she's had two different perspectives on it, two different trainers, and now she has a better grasp on it. When we get to the third one, we can have Finn, like our fucking General Grievous. He might not be a Force user, but he could use that fucking lightsaber.
Yeah. And the crazy shit is, it's like you can also have Kylo Ren do this battle, and then towards the end of it, he transferred his consciousness into someone. He learned the secret of infinite life, and then you can have another Force user be Kylo Ren, but now it's a different guy, or just straight out be like, the whole Rule of Two shit is done with, and he has an army of fucking Sith people on a fucking planet.
The Knights of Ren.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you want this shit to keep going. It's like, yeah, it's a trilogy and everything, but we're gonna get another Star Wars movie. You just said it. And why not have new characters? Why not have characters that surpass other ones? Like, I get it. Darth Vader in lore is supposed to be a badass mother, don't take no shit from nobody. But we don't see that in the movie until we see Rogue One.
Yeah, it's funny. In lore, in the movies, like you said, Vader's the badass, right?
Yeah.
But how many times have you read that Dark Revan
Yeah.
is probably the baddest motherfucker ever?
Yep.
Like there's other people. Tyson was the baddest, but Muhammad Ali was before him.
Yeah. And then
Foreman
you had
was before him. Lennox Lewis was after him. Like,
and you have boxes that people don't even know about, that a 302 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all these Muay Thai fighters that are fighting in one championship, like 476-3. Like, yeah. I want to see the bad motherfuckers. Like, I want to see those dudes. Like, I want to see the Mandalorian fucking, not Jedi, but Force user. Like, imagine that. Imagine it's
the dude who got the fucking first Darksaber.
Yeah, this isn't the Republic, the First Order versus the Resistance. This is the dark side versus the light side.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. We want to see Agent Smith versus Neo. Let's do this. Let's have these motherfuckers fight for themselves. All these humans are defending the galaxy. Jedis, you are the ones that are supposed to save us. All of the heroes fought Thanos in Endgame. There wasn't civilians out there with rocket launchers and fucking and rock dispensers and Pez and all that other shit fighting as best they could. No. All the heroes came and said, we gotta end this. Let's go, Jedi. Let's do this. Let's go. And then question the Jedi. Let's have a movie where the dark side looks like the real choice.
Yeah.
Because even though Palpatine used it to manipulate Vader and to keep Vader be underneath him, let's have someone that believes in the power of the dark side so much that looks like it's the right choice. That looks like it's the one that the light side, the Jedi, is manipulating. Like it's, wait a minute. I thought you said you guys were the good guys. Why does this seem like this is the right thing to do? And y'all motherfuckers look so bad.
As much as I would love that, Andor, I think, is probably the closest we're gonna get to that. Because Andor, everybody looked bad in that.
Yeah.
The rebellion and the Empire look bad.
Yeah.
But I think we're not gonna get anything other than Andor because this, when it comes down to it, this is for kids.
No, I hear you. But, not for nothing, you can always, if you do it right, you could teach the lesson like, yeah, it's very easy to be bad. And the dark side makes it look easy to be bad. And it makes it look right to have to live life on easy mode. But it's real hard to do the right thing.
Yeah.
No matter how, no matter what situation is. The right thing's the right thing. And it's hard to do it. Teach them that. Remember, it's for kids. But you know what else is for kids?
Tricks.
All those the Blues Clues and all that other stuff. You know what they're teaching these young kids now? Sign language, Spanish, French. That's for kids. They teach shit to kids. We can do that also in the movies.
Yo,
Wow, fucking shit up.
you have your thing behind you, and I have mine sitting over here.
Bob Ross?
No.
Oh.
Point where Bob Ross is, and now point up. Keep right, no, down, underneath your last dragon.
Oh, here you go. Yeah.
From the X-Men cartoon.
Yep.
And what we say they did, they trusted us to grasp the concepts they wanted to tell.
Yeah.
It's time to start doing that shit again.
Seriously. It is time to start. You know what it is? We're living in an era where no one knows nothing. We're living in an era where everyone has writer's block. Where everyone is making the choice, fuck it, let's just remake part 1, 2, and 3. Let's just remake that and put a woman in it. And that's different enough. No, sir, it is not. It was good. Like, don't get me wrong. That trilogy was good. I liked it. It's not one of the best things I've ever seen, but I don't have an issue with the shit they did. They kept the core shit. Like, I get people didn't like Luke throwing the saber and all that other shit, but I feel him. Because even Yoda was going crazy in solitude when Luke found him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My problem is not that he threw it. My problem is that it was done for a joke. Like, that moment should have been, we waited how long for that moment? Because it happened at the end of the first one, at the end of Force Awakens. She's standing there and hands out the thing. And we built up so much anticipation for Luke Skywalker to grab that saber, not question it, not get a force feeling, even though Rey did, not hear something, not anything, just to grab and toss for a chuckle and move on like motherfucker. If I had a kid, right? And let's say I was overseas back in the Navy, and I turned around, I was like, yo, I got a kid now. And I flew you out. First time you're ever going to see the kid. I pick you up at the airport. We drive to the house. I come in, and I just go, yeah, there's a little piece of shit. And I walk out to the fucking backyard to do some shit and leave you standing there.
I would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it felt like.
Yeah.
For me watching that.
No, I get it. And trust me, it could have been a lot better if he would have been on some, like, if he would have looked like it would have popped up and he was like, the hell are you doing with this? And he picks it up and just launches it, like force launches it. And it's one of those things like you have no idea what the fuck you've done, or like he forsaken the light side or the force altogether. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Because the one thing that I would say, that whole I trained Kylo Ren or Ben Solo, and I had a vision that he was going to kill everybody, and then I tried to kill him and I couldn't do it and he killed everybody, is weak. That aspect of the story for me was weak. You didn't need to do that. Just don't show me shit. Just bang. I let my nephew become a fucking a whore, and then there you go, and then that's.
Yo, dude, this is the thing that I don't fucking get. See, this is the problem when I said it before. When you have 3 people make 3 movies and then at the end turn around and go, oh yeah, all these are the same. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
When you have somebody who's in charge of, let people make the movie they want, but somebody who's in charge of the through line,
Yeah, the
to
continuity.
make sure that it connects. If you were going to end up with Palpatine anyway, Palpatine's manipulating this whole thing. Have him project an image, a false image, in Luke's head. So from Luke's perspective, he wasn't attacking Kylo. He thought something else was there. Kylo reacts to him. Kylo's like, oh shit, he's trying to kill me. Luke comes up and is like, no, that's not what I was trying to do. Well, I don't believe you. Like, how does Luke convey somebody who I killed and I defeated is now in my head, messing with me?
Yeah.
Then you have an even bigger reason for him to be in isolation. Because not only did he fail his student, but now he's got to hide from Palpatine.
He's not strong enough.
Yeah, he thought this whole time he was strong enough.
Yeah, and then that could be the whole reluctance to train Rey. You're not strong enough.
Yeah. Dude, I'm fucking enraged now because
years later we're still coming up with different shit.
Yeah, we're just two idiots sitting in different rooms with a wall in between us. And in fucking blink of an eye, we're coming up with scenarios that would have been 10 times better than people who spent, how long did they take to write this fucking movie?
Their whole lives. Lifelong fucking Star Wars fans, and we're coming up with shit just based off of what we're telling each other. And you know, you would think, to steal a phrase from Armageddon, that you would have people in a room just thinking shit up, and people in the room thinking shit up in case that shit didn't work. What's going on here? I got a lightsaber right there. Let's make it work. Let's make it work. Fuck, man. Yo, we have not seen any of the raw strength that everyone boasts about. We've seen the abilities of their lightsabers and their fighting. We never seen the raw strength. Oh, you can pick a Quinjet out of the ocean. That's fun. Listen, that's strong. But I want to see somebody crack a fucking moon with this shit.
So, yeah, okay. That level would be crazy. And I don't think anybody has had that level since before the High Order and the Old Republic shit. But we did see Luke kill all those fucking Death Troopers. That was show power.
That was dope. It was a show, but I want to see some crazy shit.
You want to see like Thanos who grabbed the moon and fucking...
the first scene of the first fucking movie in this trilogy was Kylo Ren force stopping a laser beam shot at him. That was, okay. Now we're going to get to see a different side of the nope. It's the same old Force.
And another thing.
Yeah, and another thing. I don't give a shit who you think you are. Ain't no captain of that ship talking to me like the way they talk to Kylo Ren or Vader. General Palpatine needs to see you. He said I was I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, dude, that's what Vader was doing at first. Your lack of faith is disturbing. And he just fucking
yeah, but then that one commander was like shitting on Vader. It's like, no, buddy. Yeah, it's like, no, but yo, listen. How many of those pins you got for these people's shirts? Oh, we got plenty. Get a new one and put it on this nigga. you know, like Palpatine got to be like, Vader, stop killing our generals. Well, tell them to stop fucking talking to me.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck they think they are, but I'm Darth Vader. I can move shit with my mind. My plane runs out of gas in space. It's still moving. You know what I'm saying? It's still fucking moving. So let's cut this shit out. All right, you lucky I let you speak to me the way you fucking speak to me with this shit. Motherfucker. I know people are so mad they ain't doing nothing. Like, wait a minute. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to fear. Fear leads to the dark side. You're there.
Yo,
You should have all this shit with you. You shouldn't be a calm nigga in the dark side.
I mean, Kylo Ren was,
Baby.
when he got mad, he'd go to that computer council and tonight will be the night that I fall for you.
Yeah, right. He's like, you want to erase the IP address? Let's fucking erase it now.
Where's your NordVPN system?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Nah, it's funny because I know it seems like we're passionate and we don't like fucking Star Wars. I'm a fucking big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I am too. It's just I'm also a fan of telling the story. Like, what is the plan here? What is the plan? Like, I know we're gonna talk about Guardians of the Galaxy in the near future when the movie comes out. But I honestly am at the point where it's like, I enjoyed Shazam 2 because I walked in there going, I just want to see a movie. Let's see what happens when they did. I want to see what they did with this. Yes, it has its flaws. And if we were to dissect it, we can get to that level. But I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be on some fucking. As you can see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and everyone's like, oh, they should do that. And I'm like, yo, the green they use on this Gamora is 3 shades nicer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
3 shades nicer. That's
yeah. I don't know what to do anymore with this shit. It's like I don't want to go to a movie and rewrite the goddamn movie because you couldn't do it right. For that, we're gonna have to start sending clips, like a clip of this. Let's send this shit to George Lucas and Dukas and whoever the fuck else is writing these shits. Just send it to Disney and just be like, here, ignore anything you want, but this is the way. This is the way. And we're just gonna keep. I'm gonna add them. Make the video add them everywhere.
You know what? If they want to become the realness, they gotta come and bathe in the water of Orchard Beach.
Word. Without getting chlamydia. Shit, motherfuckers. That's why I don't understand. Like, oh, the whole CGI shit is stopping the movies from coming out. The CGI ain't the problem. She-Hulk. Weeks after that shit finished, we still have issues with it. 1% of our issues that the fucking graphics. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to watch fucking 64-bit Nintendo graphics.
I wouldn't mind that actually,
but like, come on here. Don't sit here and be like, "Wow, the movie's gonna take 6 months longer because of the graphics scene." Okay, how's the movie itself? Sucks. So rewrite that. Take the 6 months and redo the shit. The shit. They didn't finish the graphics, so you can do it again. Go back in front of the screen of green and do it again. The graphics will be there. Yeah. I don't think the graphics need to change. I don't think the graphics, like if you're standing in Asgard, they're not going to change Asgard because you said thus instead of thou. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't voice command. Like,
time out. Gotta get the thus back around. They said thus.
Yeah,
son
like,
bitch. Everybody knows the windows are on the left when it's thus. On the right when it's thou.
Hey, let's get some real shit going.
Yo, I want to point out this. No, I don't know how everybody feels about the Solo, a Star Wars movie. I saw it. I didn't think it was bad. Was it necessary? No. But it wasn't as bad as everybody said. But there's a moment where they're in the Millennium Falcon cockpit and they hit that hyperspace for the first time in the movie. And you see everybody's face like, oh, light up and shit. You know what happened? Ron Howard, who directed that film.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. Ron Howard put screens on the outside of the fucking windows. So when all the actors thought that they were just going to look at the green screen, he actually turned it on and threw them into hyperspace using the screens live so that he'd get their reaction when it fucking came up. Hans Gruber. What the fuck is his name? He passed away, and I can't fucking remember his actual name.
I'll look it up for you.
Shit, I know him, Hans Gruber, man. He's
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. Yeah, there you go. One of the best actors ever. For the last scene in Die Hard, they were like, "All right, we're gonna drop you on 3, 1," and they dropped him. So him doing it as he fell, that was real. Now we come to movies nowadays, and it's like, all right, act. And 6 months later, you'll find out what you fucking reacted to.
Yeah.
It's like, put a little bit more. If you're going to make the fucking visual arts team fucking grind themselves to the bone, let's make use of it then. Like,
right?
if you're going to be shitty to them, do some extra shit so the actors have something to do on screen, you know, get a little more genuine reaction to shit. So that way when the artists actually put the thing in the movie, it's a whole fucking mesh of a real reaction to a hard work fucking finished product that somebody did.
Word. Shit. Cause we gotta believe this shit too. You know, cause in all actuality, Ant-Man in the quantum realm, technically no one's been in the quantum realm except for Janice. Because they all went to the surface. And they're sitting there going, so this is what Jersey looks like. Like, no one is sitting there going, what the fuck is this? It's like instantly I went into a mini world and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, caterpillars are walking around. There's broccoli walking around. And I completely accept this.
Well, no, to be fair, Hank was like, that motherfucker looks like broccoli.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but it's still, he looks like broccoli. That's kind of like someone, he looks like Tyson. You know?
But I mean, what the fuck you want him to do? Walk over and 15 minutes we're talking to this dude?
No, just, I don't know. Let me handle this. You chop the motherfucker's arm off. Oh shit, this is real. Pew, 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 pew. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello, if we're in the streets and you say, let me handle this, and you chop someone's arm off, this isn't a friendly conversation. This isn't a friendly conversation to me.
You know, that's how we communicate.
I hear you, but I'm going to communicate by shooting motherfuckers. I'm shooting the rest of them. Fuck it. You know? Something. And these people made up camp and Shirley found them really easy. And no one seemed afraid of Shirley.
Oh, you're talking MODOK. Again, for people playing the home game, MODOK. Yeah.
You know why I call them Shirley? I completely forgot fucking MODOK. Oh. I was trying to think and I said, fuck it, you'll figure it out. Cap knows what I'm talking about when I say shit. You know, it's just those little things. I didn't notice the dark sky in the quantum realm. All of a sudden, that scene had a night side, like night. It was nightfall. Every other part of the quantum realm had galaxies in the sky. That one was just nightfall with little stars. We went to the beach for that one, but no one was afraid of MODOK. MODOK's just flying around. He's the multi-man killing machine made for killing. And he didn't kill nobody. He killed himself. It's very sad. But hey, listen, man, we can sit here and shit on this movie all day, but we got
that. And now to wrap up the first segment, why did she leave? Probably because how easy it was for us to be like, hey, probably not that good at the job they told you to do.
It had to be one of those things like, yo, I'm not going to sit here and take all this criticism.
Dude, I told you was it a few days ago? Where I was like, yo, if I was Kevin Feige, after the Infinity Saga, I'd have been like, peace, I'm out. Y'all motherfuckers deal with this shit. I created the greatest fucking movie saga ever. I'm gone. Take my money, move on to something else.
Yeah. But now we have 4 different fucking plots. We have the Eternals. We have Hercules coming down, killing everybody. We got the fucking the Fing Fang Foom, and we got Kang.
And not to mention whatever street level shit's happening with Cap.
Yeah.
And the leader.
And the relocation syndicate. So it's like, so I'm sitting here now, like, all right, how do you get, how do you tell the story past Thanos? Throw everything at it. What? We're gonna fight Galactus, the Celestials, the Eternals, the one man that's above all, Dracula. We're gonna fucking bring in Silver Surfer, the Blue Surfer, Doctor Doom, Doctor Detroit, and the Fantastic Four.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, like
fucking Pepper Pig.
What? Oh, and by the way, we're gonna kill Professor X. How you gonna do that? Mind control.
He's gonna get his neck snapped from the inside.
Yeah, they're gonna kill him in his dreams. The one man that is strong enough to not have that happen, who's gonna kill him? The Juggernaut? No.
Well, I mean, Wanda's probably the one person who could.
Yeah, I hate you, but still, like, Jesus, fuck. You're gonna tell me these people defeated Thanos?
Vin, Black Bolt, all he's got to do is use the one weapon he has that I'm telling you right now, you might want to stop it, because if he says something, you're not going to feel so good.
What mouth? Like, wait a minute.
Dude, that's the one thing that...
This nigga never panicked before?
That's the one thing that's... What did she say in The Matrix that's going to boggle my noodle, or... That shit she told him about the vase. Like, oh, did you knock it down because I told you were going to do it?
Yeah.
Or were you going to do it anyway? And I just bake your noodle. There you go. That's what's been baking my noodle. Why the fuck did you continue to speak? He's practiced never saying a fucking word for the majority of his whole life. He doesn't have a mouth now. He needs to get that shit out.
Yeah.
It's like a fart. Like if he holds it in, he's gonna have diarrhea.
Yeah, like you don't have the shit until I close your asshole. What? What? But, yo, I swear to God, it would have been dope if they would have, if Mr. Fantastic would have been like, Wanda, you need to stop. And then he just shot a beam at her. Like, fuck this. I know what's going on here. And then she closed his mouth.
Yeah. If he did the Key and Peele skit, he was just like, bitch, and fucking threw her across the room.
You know what I'm saying? Like one of those. And it was one of those things where, because in all honesty, at this point, you got to be like, I'm the smartest man in this galaxy, Wanda. And if he speaks to you, you're going to disintegrate. And if she gets to use her cosmic energy on you, you're going to disintegrate. And if Agent Carter behind you throws the shield at you, she's going to cut you in half. And then I got somebody who's going in your mind. And if you break his neck in the mind, it kills him in real life. So you don't want none of this.
Yeah. Plus, you won't even believe I'm made of fucking ravioli strings, man. You just pull me apart like fucking paleo string cheese.
Yeah, bitch. Now turn around and go home. like what? That felt like that was the Saturday Night Live version of that part of the movie. I traveled the quantum realm. I mean, I traveled the multiverse. So what'd you find out? Not much. Okay. You didn't take the tour, did you? This girl has been jumping in and out of shit every time she sneezes, and she knows you gotta get pizza, you gotta get this, you gotta get that. Like, what? You don't want to get stuck in the paint realm, world traveler. Did you know there was a paint realm? Did you?
Dude, they could have take the fucking paint out, show us old footage of the X-Men in the fucking Fox universe.
Or the old
'Cause you got the
Fantastic
right.
Four from the 80s.
Yeah. Or show us the fucking. You want to put paint? There was an animated universe. Show the fucking animated X-Men. Or one of the animated Avengers. Or the animated Spider-Man. Or the other.
Yo.
Something.
Not for nothing. They spoke about Spider-Man. I'd have went through the animated Spider-Verse.
Yo, I would have taken it that you saw Spider-Man swinging from a web shooting out of his ass. Other than the fucking paint.
Man spider.
Yeah, just spider butt. Spider butt. Has an actual spider butt.
Does he sling a web out there? Yes, he does. He's spider butt. Watch out. Here comes the spider butt. Yeah, man. Listen. I want to hear people go, well, it's easier after the fact. Yeah, you know who else can do this after the fact before the movie gets made? The people who wrote the fucking movie.
Yo, here's the thing. People, to your point, oh, it's easier after the fact. Well, had I read the script, I probably would have said the same shit and be like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How about this idea?
Yeah.
Or how about this? Every time we do one of our pitches where we pitch a movie and shit out of thin air or we come up with it, that's before the fact.
Yeah.
Or, hold on, let me say it the way the kids say it. That's before the fact, Jack.
Word.
Like, I'm old. Fuck off.
Word. Go fuck it.
Like, I mean, come on. Somebody somewhere along the line has got to be like, hold on. What if?
And I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah. What if we do this and it was good?
Yeah, right?
Like right, what we have right now is okay. What if we turn it up to good? God forbid great. Yep. We'll go with good.
I just want to hear 4 words. I got a question. Why is the wizard the only one not fighting the witch? What up, Ray? You know? And that's another. Oh, he got hold of the dark hold, so we had to kill him. What? Does he not know that he read it when he was training? This isn't new for Doctor Strange to read the dark hold. He read it in the first movie. It didn't corrupt him then. And now all of a sudden, yeah, money and whoop, green eye. Right in the middle of his head. The eye of Mataja Hall.
The eye of the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, it's Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can buy that. That's fine. Well, guys, I might turn dark. So kill me now. So you're saying there's a chance? I'm the smartest man in the world and I can't figure out how to undo magic with your magic book.
Yo. Not for nothing. Strange came up with a way to kill Thanos.
Yes.
They came up with a way to kill Strange.
Yes.
They couldn't come up with a way to stop the one person Thanos didn't give a shit about. Like, remember, she went to go fight him and he was just like, who are you again?
Yeah. I'm sorry, you're going to have to take a number.
Yeah. Sorry, I think you're behind the lady on the Pegasus up there. After her, I get to you.
Word. Austin, when did you send me a YouTube on Instagram? I don't think either I got it. I didn't watch it, but I don't remember getting it. But yeah, but the thing is, now we watch that movie, and then you sit there and you go, "Oh yeah, I didn't watch it. I'm gonna have to check." You sit there and you go, "How does that shape up now?" It was on Shazam. Oh, okay. How does that shape up now with all the movies that came after it? And you go, it doesn't. Because they're not traveling the multiverse. They're traveling time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. There's 70,000 different Kangs. But he's traveling time. Not the
He's quite
multiverse.
literally the time traveler.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But not the multiverse. And yeah, I get it. He travels time throughout the multiverse, but he's traveling time. He can affect us through our time, not our verse. So where does this play? Where is this variant or the incursion is happening? Where is this incursion? Because it seems like you cannot cause an incursion, but Kang can. And if they were to explain that some way in the quantum realm or in any movie that comes afterwards, that some multiverses think they're causing incursions because they're traveling the multiverse. That's me fucking with them. When they get too close to successfully traveling the multiverse at will, I destroy their timeline. You know what I'm saying? Then it can be like, okay, what we think is wrong.
Yeah.
But nope. That's another thing. It's like it's not connecting on the story you're telling. Like, I get it. I wake up today and I do one thing, and then I wake up tomorrow, I do another thing, and I tell you the stories about today and tomorrow. And it's gonna be two completely different stories. But the timeline, the thing you're getting at is the progression of what happened, right? There is none of that here.
So, using your analogy, I just thought of something. Maybe they're trying to go with the approach of you wake up today, you do something. You wake up tomorrow, you do something different. You wake up Wednesday and Thursday and blah, blah, blah. And when you tell the individual stories, it seems like just different shit happened. You're just telling different stories. But when this is all wrapped up and you tell the story of what happened during your week, now it looks like a cohesive fucking thing.
Right?
And I think they're banking on that. But we're too far away from getting the whole fucking here's what happened this week. We're stuck with, oh, you did that on Tuesday. Great. And what'd you do on Wednesday? Fucking fantastic.
Yeah. And you know, like, at least let something go back to the fact. Like, yo, so you remember when I told you on Monday I broke the board? Yeah. Well, on Tuesday I figured out a way to use it. You know, something that works.
Yeah.
You know, something that fits together. Like, just like, oh, by the way, I have a point here. You know? But the whole Blade shit, they pushed it back again? Or they just they said, here goes 5 pages, read this shit and enjoy it, right?
So his other shit, the other news, Blade. Apparently they did another rewrite of the script, bared it down, and again, this is all just reports, scuttlebutt. You know, it's nothing that's like 100% concrete, so grain of salt. But the reporting is they slimmed it down to 87-page script, which I think that equivalates to we're getting a 15-minute fucking special presentation on Blade.
Yeah.
and they cut out Dane Whitman, aka Kit Harington, aka the Black Knight,
AKA Jon Snow.
Yeah. So the motherfucker who was set up at the end of the Eternals, they cut out the movie. Who gives a shit about him?
Yeah.
We got to make sure Blade is under the 3-hour mark.
We got to make sure that we can't tell a story here. Listen, Here's my thing. Spider-Man: The Origin.
Just have him show up and then
give
4
us a
movies
brief
later,
synapse. Yeah, we don't need to see the parents die in the hallway. Or yes, seen Blade with Wesley Snipes. We get it. We get it. We get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't act like you're bringing out Blade because this is a new character that fits in the story. No, you're bringing out Blade because of Wesley Snipes. That's what it is. And people seen the Wesley Snipes Blade. These young kids, if you haven't seen it, go fucking watch it.
Yeah, we say it here all the time. Blade, you think Iron Man was the start of the MCU. Blade is the true origin of the success Marvel has had.
Yeah.
Blade 1 and Blade 2.
Blade 3 was a shit show.
Well, Blade 3 came out as well. Blade 3 gave us Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah. And it also gave Triple H the
greatest wrestler turned actor ever. And if Batista wants to fight me about it, I'll give him Show's number.
Yeah, you go see Show.
Yeah. You go talk to Show. He handles all that.
Word. He's the guy that you want to speak to. But yeah, that some how hard is it to write a fucking movie about vampires? Dude, and a guy who's hunting them.
You know what, man? Again, I say it all the time.
Do they?
And I feel like a broken record every time I got to say that, but it must be harder to write a movie than it seems.
Is Marshall Ali just going, yo, listen, if I wanted to star in Twilight, I'd have went in Twilight. Every time they show him a script?
I don't know, because there's no concrete reporting. It's just like leaks and somebody who knew, like, where's Luis to fucking turn him like, yo, how do we know this? Because somebody he knows that knew somebody that knew somebody that knows some shit.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the reports to come out saying, this ain't Underworld, motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, it makes it seem like Mahershala Ali is standing on the set like, come on, I was in Shakespeare, goddammit.
Right?
Give me something to chew the scenery with. This is shameful.
Or he's reading the script and he gets past the first fucking sentence, and the first sentence is, there's always a dumb motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill. And he goes, I'm not going to play Wesley Snipes in this movie. I'm playing fucking Blade.
Or even worse, he reads the first line of the script and it's like, exterior shot. Blade, who's now white, who has a boyfriend, who's like, they just completely changed a whole bunch of shit and like, all right, well, let's try this one again.
Yeah, right. Let's take this back to the drawing board. And the crazy shit is like, you're putting all this effort into a movie that I don't really see being the plot of the whole phases.
Yeah, like this is just a movie. This is gonna be the Ant-Man. Not in terms of like quality, in terms of like, oh, while Kang is kicking the shit out of everybody, we're gonna take a break and go watch Blade kill some motherfucking vampires.
Yeah.
And hope for Midnight Suns to show up with Moon Knight and Ghost Rider.
Word. And the crazy shit is the only time we get to see vampires is through myths and a very eccentric vampire that apparently isn't afraid of the sun when he goes to the retreat with Blonsky. Remember, he thought he was a vampire?
Oh, Blade's
illegitimate son? Yeah, Blade's son. Like, if that was a multiverse movie, they need to make like Elseworld, make multiverse movies where in this universe vampires exist and Blade's going after them. In this universe, the devil exists and Ghost Rider has been fucking possessed by it.
That's what they should have been doing, because they're gonna come together in Secret War anyway, or Kang Dynasty. bring it together, bring everybody in, and now we got one fucking through line in your next fucking saga.
Yeah, and this is where you can introduce fucking Miles Morales, and do that whole Avengers fucking thing. We merged all the fucking universes together, and Miles Morales is now a Spider-Man.
Enough of that. We got some shit we actually like, and we're not gonna bash.
Word.
Do a review here for
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves.
Honor Amongst Thieves.
Wait, I'm gonna let Toe go first.
Yo, listen. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves was a very fun movie to watch, and you don't really need to know Dungeons and Dragons. It's like Stranger Things. Dungeons and Dragons are mentioned in Stranger Things, and you don't really need to know it to watch, but you get the gist of it. This movie, you can watch it without knowing anything about it and sit here and go, okay, I get everything. I understand everything. And if you know about Dungeons and Dragons, it just makes it that much more special. Michelle Rodriguez is a barbarian. They have lesser intelligence. She wasn't stupid, but she was saying some stuff that was like, okay, her intelligence ain't over there. She ain't. Her reflexes are too fast. Nothing goes over her head. You know what I'm saying? And then, you get to see all the characters. And like I said, if you know about Dungeons and Dragons and you play Dungeons and Dragons, you can see each character playing their version of the barbarian, of the bard, of the wizard, the sorcerer,
Druid,
the druid.
rogue.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You see all those different versions of that. It's not like they're all the same type of person or they're looking for a leader or something. It's like, no. Because when you play Dungeons and Dragons, you got to make it through some shit. And sometimes you got to convince your boys, throw the fireball at them. It's not going to do it. It's going to do something. You can do it. Roll the 20 and let's roll. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how it was. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope. It was long enough to tell the story. We got the little bits of each part of the story that we fucking was told. You know what I'm saying? Like each individual part of the story was told not perfectly, but we got it. We understood. Everybody got a little moment to shine there. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 relationships in that whole movie, and all of them got explained to completion. I didn't question why someone thought someone was a mother to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's something I wanted to ask. I guess we'll talk about that when we get into the spoiler portion. So go ahead.
No, but yeah, it's fun. If you need something to watch, it's a fun movie to watch, and you can appreciate stuff there. And if you don't need to know Dungeons and Dragons to watch it or enjoy it, but if you do, it's fucking dope. And let this be the catalyst to open up your mind and try to figure out what most of the shit in there was. Because it is a fantasy game in a fantasy world that you control. And these people, we got to see a campaign from these people that was told.
Well, one shot, but yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like a one-shot campaign that was, told through these people that was like, oh, shit. This shit is dope. I want to play this. You know what I'm saying? So that's my non-spoiler review there.
All right. My non-spoiler review, it sucked. No.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And on that note, no, the movie, like Toe said, was extremely fun. And if you've ever played the game, if you ever want to play the game, that's the game. The game is fucking fun. The game is just sitting around with your friends, half playing the game, half making jokes about the game, half ragging on your fucking friends about shit. Like, I'll tell you right now, the current campaign I'm in, we spent 3 hours doing a fucking band battle. Yeah, I was in me and my friend and another character were in a rock band, and we fucking went song for song against another band because I'm a bard, and we fucking rocked it out. That was an entire 3 to 4 hour session we had. My friend Jay, supposed to be highly charismatic, supposed to be regal. He wanted us to steal something. He could change his shape. He can look like anything, disguise self. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a beggar in a town full of rich people," and he's a rich dude. So we rag on him for that. Like, that's the kind of fun we have when you play. This movie exudes that amount of fun. It felt like watching a one shot, like watching people play D&D. You had everybody who hit their marks the way they were supposed to. The story made perfect sense. It was this is the one thing I love about this. It was self-contained. This is why I call it a one shot. Because a one shot in D&D is a story. We play for 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. It starts, it has a middle, it has an end. We get up, we leave. This had a start, middle, and end, and it's self-contained. It didn't try to build out a universe. It didn't try to build up a sequel. It didn't try to build up 4 movie. This was the movie that it wanted to be. Very effective. The story was great. The emotionality in it was something that I haven't seen in the last couple of movies. Like Wakanda Forever had emotionality because it was drawing off of the real life passing of Chadwick Boseman, so it had no choice but to have that in there. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Amongst Thieves, it doesn't have anything to hook people in. It doesn't have any external stories with the cast of the characters. So it had to tell its story and try to hook you on its own. And at the end, I was fucking hooked. I was in tears when the ending happened. Like full on watery eyes, tears running down the face. And I haven't done that legitimately since what? Fucking Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Garfield grabbed MJ.
Yeah.
But again, that was an external thing that was brought over. That wasn't something that naturally, organically was formed through the course of the fucking movie. So that was dope. If you love D&D, the locations, the spell usage, the way they did certain things, you could tell at certain moments when players, like when somebody rolled a nat 20 or when somebody rolled high or when somebody rolled low, or it had that feel to it. The final battle scene, which we'll get more into, but it felt like, oh, we rolled initiative and all these people get to go, and then the bad guy goes, and then the initiative round goes again, and then they go. It had that feel to it. It was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Like legit, I didn't expect it to be legit funny. I was laughing almost throughout the entire thing. That's how fucking funny it was. And another thing I gotta give, my fucking props to the costume department. The first time we pull in and we see a Dragonborn, I verbally was like, "Ooh, look at
Yeah.
that!" I'm in the
Yeah.
theater, like, damn, the Dragonborn looks good. The fucking I can never pronounce the name, but the bird fucking person, Jonathan, looked good. The fucking cats, the tabaxis, look good. A little weird because of the way they proportioned it out, but still, it was practical. It wasn't like a CGI heavy fucking thing. And the one thing that was CGI heavy when they fought the pudgy dragon that you see in the trailer, that fight was fucking funny. That fight was harrowing. That fight was like, oh shit, how the fuck are they gonna do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So all that was good. The art direction was good. Everything looked the way you would hope that it looked. It didn't take itself so seriously that it was like, we're trying to replace the Lord of the Rings. But it took itself seriously enough that the movie worked. And the movie did exactly what the fuck what D&D does. Take a fucking handful of shitheads and put him in a spot where, we're the only ones who can stop this. I guess it's got to be us.
Yeah. And
Because the one thing about D&D that everybody glosses over is you live in a fucking fully functioning world. Bad shit's happening. Why isn't the kingdom sending people to deal with this? Why isn't it people who were trained their whole lives for this? No, it's the shitheads that just showed up at a bar one day and fucking stumbled into this shit.
the
They're the ones who got to go save the world.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it felt like. The writing was good. The acting was good. There wasn't anybody there was nobody who did a bad job. I honestly, like Tove said, it wasn't a perfect movie. I can't think of anything that I would have changed or I would have done differently or I would have liked to see. This is one of those movies. There's very few movies that I go see that I come out of the theater and go, I wouldn't have changed anything, or I flat out go, I can't think of anything better to do. And this is one of those movies where I walked out and was like, I wouldn't have changed anything. I can't pitch you a better version of what we saw, because what we saw was what I needed to see going in, what I was hoping to see going in. And I do recommend everybody go see it. It's a fucking, you want to just fun time, bring your kids. I mean, there's nothing a little bit maybe for really young kids that would have been scary, but like, I don't know, like 10 and up, just fucking bring your kids.
Fucking bring them.
Yeah. This is the fantasy movie for people who like, oh, Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings are too far up their own ass.
Yeah.
So then go see this one.
But and also like the characters felt like they were being played by people. Yeah. You know, like this didn't look like, all right, we got a barbarian, we got this, and play a barbarian. No, it's like play a barbarian you would play in D&D. Well, like the bard, the main character. He's telling his story, and he's like, "When is really coming?" Like he interrupts the story. Like, when is he? Is he gonna be here anytime soon? Because we need. Well, I really need him to come in here. Like,
you want to get into spoilers now?
Yeah. All okay, right. Let's get into the shit, because in all honesty, it's like, yo, we need him to come. He's not here. Where is it? Where is this guy? You sure he's coming? Is this? So,
I'll get deeper into, but to that thing, that is what I think that's the first real joke in the film, because when it first starts, it's a prisoner transfer. They bring in this orc motherfucker who comes in big, like I said, practical effects, look fucking cool in the makeup, walking around. They get put in a cell with Chris Pine, and Michelle Rodriguez.
I was thinking the same shit.
Yeah, puts in the cell with them. That's a little bit of banter. Michelle beats the shit out of him because he's a piece of shit. And the movie's starting, and then we get to, so they were arrested, and we get to the parole hearing. As soon as he's telling the story, he literally, in the middle of the scene that he's telling, because we get the backstory of how they got there, and part of his backstory, he stops, looks at the camera, and then, like a Deadpool moment, breaks the fourth wall and is like, "What? When is Jonathan coming?" As Toe was saying.
Yeah.
And that set the tone. It was like, okay, from here on in, I'm buying in. I know what this movie is. Because you know, okay, we know what level we're playing at now. And now we have nothing to do but go from here and upwards. So you want me to just go through the whole thing real quick?
Yeah.
So they're looking for Jonathan because you think that he's going to be, because he keeps saying, yo, he's going to be receptive to the story. He's going to like this part of the story. I really wish he was here. So you think he's going to be the one who's going to give him the pardon? No. They tell the whole story. He shows up at the end. And now, this is where you put subversion for our old Star Wars talk that we did before. This is where you put subversion. They grab him because he's a bird. And I got to look up the name of that race because it's killing me. It's not a race that gets played too much because it's kind of hard to...
A Kenku?
No, Kenkus are much smaller. And I would have fucking known what a Kenku is. Hold on. It starts with a fucking A. Araka. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was...
A Kokora. There you go. He's in a Kokora. So they grab him and fucking literally jump through the window and tell him to fly. And the second joke that starts it off, as they do that, you hear the fucking dude who's on the council. We were going to approve your pardon.
Yeah.
They were going to get approved anyway.
Yeah.
And they broke out. So they do that. We get the whole backstory of what happened, in which Chris Pine was part of an order of knights, and he was tasked on bringing in red wizards. Red wizards in D&D are the worst fucking group you can come across, and if they kill you, you're dead. Like, you can't be brought back, except for very high level, powerful magic items can bring you back. So he's trying to stop him. He gets stuck in a time stop. So time stop is a spell that literally does what it says. It stops time. He gets stuck in one. Him and Michelle Rodriguez. The reason he was in this thing in the time stop is he was looking for this one tablet that can revivify or reawaken, as they call it. He wanted to bring his wife back. Because one of the things he did as a knight was he stole some gold from the Red Wizards, and that wound up leading them back to his place, and they killed his wife. So he was trying to get the tablet, or get the talisman to bring her back to life, so that he and his daughter and her can all live together. And, in the interim, between him getting stuck in the time stop, and him losing his wife. In between all that, he met Michelle Rodriguez's barbarian. They formed a brother-sister relationship. They raised the kid, all that shit. So now they're out of prison. He's just gonna go get his daughter back. And I'm not gonna give you the entire movie because I want you to go see it. But if so facto, when he goes to get his daughter back, bigger things are now afoot. And they get wrapped up into something bigger, and they gotta stop the evil of the day. But they had monsters in it. They had the gelatinous cube, which is it does exactly what the fuck it does. They used it in a smart way, something I've never seen anybody do. Because the gelatinous cube, the thing is, you get stuck in it, and you can't get out from the inside. So it dissolves you slowly over time. But people from the outside can pull you out. So they use it cleverly to get out, to escape a situation, which they got a fucking displacer beast, which if you've seen the posters, the big panther thing, that thing from its tail, it can show you an image, a copy of itself that's in one area and make you think it's there while it's coming up from a different area and attacking you. Displacer. It displaces its view. That shit was fucking cool. The graphics on that were great. They had everybody. So Chris Pine plays what I believe is a College of Lore bard with his ability to tell stories and weave weave plans and do all that shit. He definitely used bardic inspiration when he was talking to the sorcerer, trying to get him to man up and actually attune to this item that they had to go get. You had the sorcerer who's a wild magic sorcerer. Wild magic, if you cast at a high enough level, you literally have to roll on a table, a D100 table, and whatever random effect happens because of your use of magic happens. You could turn yourself blue. You could turn yourself into a potted plant. You could summon a dragon. You could lightning bolt the shit out of your team. Like a whole variant of thing happened because with sorcerers you get wild magic, or you get draconic, where you're a dragon blood somewhere in you, and you're a little more attuned to a specific type of magic. You had the barbarian, who's just standard barbarian. I think she took if she was making a character, she must have took tavern fighter because she can use improvised weapons. You had the wild shape druid who can turn into anything or any animal. Oh, what she did as the fucking owl bear at the end, I'll let Toe fucking describe it. That shit was fucking awesome. You had the paladin, motherfucker who just comes in righteousness. He must have been an oath of righteousness paladin because it seemed like he was atoning for something that he did before. Let's see. Hugh Grant was the rogue. Then you had the red wizard who was the bad guy, and I think that's everybody who was in there. Any spoiler talk you want to bring up, Vin? Anything you want to get into? I don't know. My man fell asleep or some shit.
No. Sorry.
To give you a couple more seconds. So the thing takes place in a couple of different places. Neverwinter is the main place where it takes where this whole thing happens, and that's the main capital of one of the largest cities on the Sword Coast. So in the D&D world, it's the Forgotten Realm. There's many realms, but this is the Forgotten Realm. It's on the continent of their planet, their like Earth planet. And I always forget how to pronounce the fucking name because I'm always bad with names.
The Earth planet and
No, well,
shit.
it's not the Earth planet. I mean,
The main planet or the Earth planet?
no. So the Forgotten Realm, that's the main place that they're on. But Neverwinter is located on the Sword Coast next to. They mentioned See, now I'm blanking on all these names because realistically, I'm a homebrew D&D player. So all the settings we use, all the characters we use, all the lore we use is shit that we make up. But there's actual legitimate places that you can use. Let's see here, because I had it written down. Formir. No.
Frostfell?
No, those are other places. Let's see.
Yeah, we're still trying. Well, I see there's Rum Space, the Formir solar system. A deed.
Faerun. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the continent that they're on. And they talk about Waterdeep, which is another place which so Neverwinter has a video game setting out that you could play. It's like I said, this where the majority of it's the biggest city that they have where elves and dwarves and all that shit live. Waterdeep has a great campaign setting with the heist, Waterdeep heist, where you can play there. The Sword Coast is the left edge of the fucking map. If you look at it, I mean, it's got all the places in it. One of the things I loved. Everybody played, like he was saying before. Everybody played their character perfectly, and you could tell what stat. If you play D&D, you could tell what stats they have. So the Chris Pine, the bard, charisma, high charisma to play a bard. The paladin, also highly charismatic, but intelligence and wisdom are not stats that a paladin needs. So you could tell his wisdom was lower, not because he was dumb or anything or he didn't know shit. It's just the way he portrayed it, where he's very, colloquialisms don't work with him. Because at one point, they were like, "Oh, we need to go stop Hugh Grant's character," and Michelle Rodriguez like, "Yeah, he's a son of a bitch." And the
He's
paladin,
like, so you blaming your mother?
Reggae Jean Page was like, "Oh, so you blame his mother for this?"
You're like, no.
You're like, "What? No." My favorite thing is there's this moment where he's done with his part. He went to go help him get the helmet that they need, the disruption helmet, and he's like, "All right, I'm out." And they're literally narrating like you would do at a table where you're just talking shit about one of the players. And he's like, "Oh, look, he's walking away. Look at that. He's walking in a straight line. Up. He's coming up to this is Chris Pine. He's like, oh, he's coming up to a rock. Is he gonna go left? Is he gonna go right?" And he's gonna walk straight over. He's like, "Oh no, he's gonna walk straight over it." And the fucking thing was like a big ass fucking rock. He literally had
like
to
a
walk
boulder.
up and step down. Like,
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was dope. And then towards the end, the woman that could transform into different things,
The druid,
she turned into like a bear hawk,
the owl bear.
the owl bear, and was smashing the red demon. And they're like, "Okay, I think that's enough." And the demon became alive. She's like, "Ah!" And then just smashes even more, and then throws her against the wall, and like definitely tries to kill her.
I'm gonna tell you right now. We're gonna go into what I popped for. I popped for the Dragonborn. Because when I first saw him, I was like, "Oh shit, that's a fucking Dragonborn. It looks great. It exists in this world. It's real." The spells that they used. So one of the main villains used one of my favorite spells, the Green Flame Blade, where you literally put a green flame around your blade, and you could do extra damage with it. But if two people are attacking you and they're close enough, the flame, after it hits the first guy that you're fighting, can jump to the second guy and already hit him before you even get to him. He didn't have a chance to use that portion of it because he fought the paladin one-on-one. And that was a fucking fight. That you could see that, okay, the paladin and him was matched up pretty well. I popped for that shit. They did the ending. I'm not gonna give away all of it, but there's a moment in the beginning where they were like, "Oh, the sorcerer who's supposed to be highly charismatic. Sorcerers are supposed to be charismatic. He's not a good sorcerer because he doesn't have that skill built up. He's doubting himself. He's doing all this shit." So he finally gets the confidence up. They're fighting the Red Witch, and she's hitting the time stop again. And they're like, "Yo, you gotta counter it." And he's like, "I can't. She's too strong." And she freezes all of them. She's about to walk up and hit Chris Pine with the Finger of Death. Finger of Death is a fucking powerful spell. He would have been gone. Right as he's about to do it, he turns around and starts moving. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, how the fuck did he get out of that? And you see the sorcerer comes out and goes, "Oh, I countered it. I must have gotten better." And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you ever play Counterspell fucking rules. And if you ever have a chance to have a character who takes Counterspell, you fucking take Counterspell. Always. And to have him counter it, it's one of the things I love about D&D. Because that's a fucking nat 20 moment. That's a shit. Well, Counterspell, you don't have to roll for it if you cast it at a higher level than. So the way Counterspell works, if you cast a spell at 3rd level, and I cast Counterspell at 3rd or higher, I counter you automatically.
Yeah.
But if you cast a spell at 4th level, and I can only Counterspell at 3rd, then I got to roll for it. And if I roll high enough, then I get it. That was definitely a moment where, because he's not as high level as the Red Wizard, I guarantee you he had to roll, and that motherfucker hit a nat 20 on it.
Yeah, the way that they did that, yeah.
And it was similar to the whole to like the ending of Guardians of the Galaxy, because Chris Pine comes out, it's like, oh, this is all the fucking distraction, so we could do this. And the little girl who was invisible put on the fucking magic nullifier cuff.
Yeah.
And that's when the owl bear came out and did the whole fucking the Hulk, like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. She started off with the Hulk Loki fucking just ragdolling her, and then just went, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, and just fucking fucked her up. Greatest part of the fucking movie. I can't wait to watch that again just to see that part.
Yeah. Yeah, that part was dope because you could see in the Bear Hawk or the Bear Owl's face, like it was legitimate to get like, what the fuck is that? You know.
To give a little more context of why Counterspell is great, the show that I keep talking about, Critical Role, is a moment I've told 100 times. The first campaign, which, by the way, if you want to watch an animated version of some of it, Legends of Vox Machina, it's on Amazon Prime. Highly, suggested.
Must watch.
Yeah, very good. Even if you don't know anything about it, go watch the D&D movie. Go watch Legends of Vox Machina. 2 fucking great sources of just high fantasy fucking entertainment. Anyway, they're fighting Vecna, the bad guy from Stranger Things. He's a D&D bad guy, but he's in that show. They're fighting him. And their bard turns around and was like, okay, I'm going to move up here, and there's nothing I can do. I can't do nothing. And everybody's like, dude, you can't do nothing? What the fuck? So everybody else takes a turn. Bad guy comes up. Vecna comes up. He's about to do something. And then the bard just looks and goes, Counterspell, 9th level, higher than what that dude was going to do. He looks at the DM and goes, that's why the fuck I got closer. Drops his pen and just ruins the whole plan that was about to go down. That's why I popped so hard, because that reminded me of that, where the Red Wizard's like, oh, I won. And he just came up, Counterspell, bitch. You ain't do shit.
Word. Yeah, that was dope to see. And even if it's like D&D is not your game, I know a lot of it is reference to D&D and all that other stuff, but it's a fantasy world. Like if you're into like fantasy worlds and like Lord of the Rings or some shit that takes you out of, this is a good fucking movie to watch.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't too high on the magic. It wasn't too bogged down on like the mechanics of things, and oh, you need a long rest to get your spell slots back, or you ran out of spell slots, or they didn't get bogged down on the minutia of the actual play. They just went, instead of rule as written, rule is cool. The rule of cool.
Yeah.
They just made a cool movie, let the people do what they do.
And they left it open for if they wanted to make another one, they don't have to use these characters. They can make another Dungeons and Dragons movie with other characters and tell a different story.
Yeah, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of Dungeons and Dragons. It could take you 3 years to play a single campaign, or you could show up every week with a different character, go on a different adventure.
Yeah. And that was, that's everything you wanted to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons, or you wanted to?
Well, shit. I mean, there's what do you call it? That one scene where you see it a little bit in the trailer where Chris Pine playing his
Yeah.
lute, doing the shit,
Oh yeah, that was funny too.
and you're like, you see them in the background. You're like, okay, he's distracting them so that they can get away. And then the fucking sorcerer stumbles and gets his foot caught and is not concentrating on the spell, which I think it's got to be major illusion because that's the only thing you can do that you could project something that has sound and shit. And you see
Yeah.
Chris Pine's face droop and he starts doing some weird shit, and you're like, the guards are like, what the fuck? This is an illusion. They turn around and now they gotta run.
Yeah. It was dope.
Yeah, it was little things like that where, so if you guys are watching it, if Toad's watching it, Show's watching it, you guys who don't play, you see it and it's just a funny scene and it works. And you're like, okay, this dude's not good at magic. So it didn't work out the way he thought. Where for somebody who does play magic, you can look at it and go, okay, he tried something and the DM made him roll for it. And he rolled well at the beginning. Like he projected it, but then when he had to roll his deception check, he rolled a nat 1 and failed his deception check. And that's why the guards fucking saw through it. It's like, oh no, this is fake. Gotta turn around and run. It's little moments like that. Like Michelle Rodriguez gets a fucking. This dude has an axe that's made by, I forget who the fuck is made by, but it's like it's not a legendary item or anything that's in the game, but it's made by somebody who makes legendary items. So she beat the dude's ass and took his axe. Later on, she's in the foundry. It falls in the fucking molten lava that they have to forge shit. Comes out, and now it's a homebrew fucking axe that looks dope. It's got fucking spikes at the end. Shit like that.
Yeah. It went into the magma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit like that happened. You can definitely tell. Little minutia shit. You could tell. Where if you played the game, you'd pick up very quick. Everybody had a fucking backstory. And everybody had a backstory that is true to life. Some players come in and give you 400-page backstories. Which they, what do you call it? Chris Pine had. He was the main character, technically. The leader. He had a long backstory. The paladin had a shorter backstory, but he was righteous. The sorcerer, barely any backstory. All we know is he's a sorcerer from a bloodline. Like his great-grandfather was somebody good. Like nothing there too much. The druid had a backstory. Again, but nice and short. The barbarian kicked out of her tribe because she fell in love with somebody. Then that dude left her. That's it. That's all you need, because in D&D, that's all you need. You just need something to inform how you play your character, and then your real story is from when the adventure starts to when the adventure ends.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking cool. I'm trying to go after shit that's not like, because I don't want to give frame by frame, because then you don't need to go see it.
Yeah. And trust me. Yeah, and trust me, the movie's a lot more and captivating than the way we could put it in the words. I'm
too hyped to accurately represent this film.
Yeah, and after watching the other movies that we've seen, like excluding Wakanda Forever, but you know, Ant-Man, Quantum Realm, the Multiverse of Madness, the not Shang-Chi, but you know, the She-Hulks, all these other movies and shows that we've seen that disappoint us. This is a good movie to not disappoint you.
Yeah, like the first John Wick.
Yeah.
You walk in and you're like, I don't know what this is about. But you watch and you come out go, that shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That shit was cool. This is exactly how you should approach this movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the commercials don't give it all away. That's the best part about it.
Hugh Grant was fucking hilarious in it.
Yes.
Oh, he was such a fucking dick.
I like that. I actually like the humor in this. It was very adultish because they know who's playing this game, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
And I gotta say, they set up the end fucking perfectly. Like
Oh yeah, tell us then.
they do something close to the end, but not there, where they kind of give away the ending.
Yeah,
But then you get to the end, and that's where I had the full on fucking tears. It's because once I saw that specific scene, and when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. That scene was the setup, and when they get to the payoff, that's the thing with good writing, man. When it gets to the payoff, it fucking works on every level, and you can literally be like, all right, this is so. To put in the perfect context, when you get that one scene and the payoff in Dungeons and Dragons, you go, I know exactly why he made this decision. I know I would have made the same one. It makes perfect sense for all the characters involved. It makes sense for the viewer watching it, and you walk away, like I said, tears in my eye, feeling like, yes, this is how it should have went.
Lord.
Versus Wanda in Multiverse of Madness, where they wrote her differently, and now you're like, but wait a minute, I thought she already fucking went through this shit. What the fuck she's doing now? None of this makes sense. It doesn't.
We're
Yeah,
regressing
was
here.
it cool to see? Was it cool to see her turn into Freddy Krueger and chase motherfuckers down covered in blood? Yeah, but that's only because that visual is cool. But it didn't make sense for the story and her arc. But with
Especially
good writing,
that early into the movie.
With good writing, everything made sense here.
Yeah, it did. But you know, like we said, we don't want to keep beating the dead horse. Go watch the fucking movie, but it was definitely something that was definitely good to watch, whether you played Dungeons and Dragons or not.
It comes out on the 31st. I'm definitely gonna go watch it again.
Yeah, and hopefully next week we have a one shot of our own, so we can actually show you how DnD works.
And so we did a one shot before. We ran a module. Like I said, I'm a homebrew guy. I don't really do modules. So if you watch it, or if you go back and watch it, it is what it is. You may like it, you may not like it. If we get the chance to do a one shot again, and I get to do my homebrew shit and show you what this game's supposed to be about, I guarantee you it'll be a better time.
I didn't even know it was a good time for us. Me and Show did it.
Yeah. From my perspective, it could have been better. I could have done better. But if I get to do my own shit where I don't have to follow a book, because that's the greatest thing about this is they give you the rules and you go make your own. You go tell the story you want to tell.
True, yeah.
So we're gonna do a rating, because I know we used to rate movies around here once upon a time.
All right, what I give it, like I said, it was a good movie. I'll give this movie like an 8 out of 10.
I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
There was a lot, like, again, for being a player, there's a lot of shit in there that got me. Story was great, characters were great, and I can't think of one. I literally, as I'm sitting here, I can't think of a negative.
Yeah.
So 9 out of 10 for me.
There you go. And I guess that's it. We cut this one short tonight, short and sweet. We got through a lot of stuff, and we'll be back next week, hopefully with the crew.
We actually went through some news.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. and we went off on our tangent, but we kept it alive. But yo, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.